Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Rivals video. And today we have a pretty big video for you guys. The first part is going to be us just talking about the launch trailer that they released yesterday and all the new characters that we got revealed. And then the second part of the video is going to be us talking about all the characters that have been revealed since last time and all the characters from before. So all the characters that launched with the game when we first found out about it, and then all the characters from then and now. And then this part is going to be about the 5 new characters that they released yesterday. So this video is going to be the biggest and best video that you guys are going to need to see before Marvel Rivals comes out, and that's why we are going to be releasing it today, which is about 5 days before the game comes out. So with that being said, let's get started. So the launch trailer that they released yesterday revealed 5 new characters: Iron Fist, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, and Wolverine. And I thought the first part of this video we should just spend time talking about the characters, my thoughts on them, what I think they're going to play like, what I think their class will be and role will be, and maybe some abilities I think they'll have. I think we also got to look at some team up abilities, maybe. We'll go in the order that they were shown. So we'll first start off with Iron Fist. And honestly, when I first saw it, I low-key thought that it was Shang-Chi for a second. But then watching further on throughout the trailer and then thinking about it for a second, I realized it was Iron Fist. Um, and it's not Danny Rand. It's actually Lin Lee, who's a newer version of him. And honestly, I don't know much about him, but I think he looks really cool. I'd be really interested to see if the MCU maybe decides to use him instead of Danny Rand, since a lot of people didn't really like the show. But that's kind of a topic for a different time. Iron Fist, I'm pretty sure is probably going to be a duelist. I just couldn't really see him being any other role. So I'm going to say he's a duelist. And honestly, it looks like he's going to have an ultimate with which releases his dragon or whatever, and that looks like it could be very powerful and very cool. I'm super interested to see what that does. Um, and man, I'm pretty excited to see his abilities because I think there's a lot of potential there. Next, we have Black Widow. Black Widow's pretty interesting because I think she's going to be a duelist also, but we are getting a lot of duelists, and I think we need a couple other roles too because it's really unbalanced right now. But I think Black Widow looks really cool. I'm not in love with her base skin, but I'm pretty sure we'll get an MCU version and a comic accurate version, and I'll probably just get those and use those if I play her. But I do really like the gun she uses. It looks like it's like a sniper, and I'm excited to see if she has a team up ability with Hawkeye, which I'd assume they will have one. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger, which I think we know is going to be one character. Cloak and Dagger could really be between 2 roles. I think they're either a duelist or a support. And something showed off in the trailer makes me think it's actually a support. And the trailer, if you look closely, they give Moon Knight a shield. And I know Hulk can give people shields, but I don't know. Something seems different. Next, we have Squirrel Girl. And initially, when I was writing this video and recording it, I thought she was going to be a support character. But unfortunately, I mean, I guess this isn't such a bad thing. I'm interested either way. But we do know now that she is a duelist, meaning we have another duelist. But Squirrel Girl's gameplay got revealed, and honestly, I think she looks really fun. I'm probably not going to main her because I want to main the characters I like more than Squirrel Girl, but just based off of abilities and gameplay, she does look like one of the more fun characters in the roster. So I'm definitely going to be down to try her out. Last but certainly not least, probably everybody's most anticipated character and the one that everybody's most excited about, and I'm hearing the most people talk about, is Wolverine. Wolverine, I'm really not sure what his role is going to be, because I could honestly see him, just like Cloak and Dagger, being between 2. I think Duelist obviously makes the most sense, and I think that's what most people are thinking. But I will say, based off his body type, he does look like a Vanguard. And to me, I think he could work really well as a Vanguard. The only thing that kind of changes that opinion for me is that it looks like there's going to be a team up ability with him and Hulk, which is the fastball special, where Hulk will throw him into combat. And I think the biggest thing is going to be, why would a tank throw another tank when what they're supposed to really do is just be protecting everybody and battling up close? So I don't know. It would make sense for him to throw somebody like Spider-Man, who's a duelist. So I think Wolverine is probably a duelist. For the body type thing, Punisher's also pretty buff and big in this game. And also, Punisher and Black Panther have the most health for duelist. So I think, and Wolverine obviously has a healing factor, so in my head, he'll probably have similar health to them. And I think since he has enhanced speed, I think he should be a lot like Black Panther, where he has the fastest movement speed. Because Black Panther, actually, the stats got released a couple days ago, and Black Panther is the fastest character in the game. So I think Wolverine should probably have the same speed as him. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it with all the new characters. And getting into the other characters, the ultimate guide, the second part of the video, the ultimate guide for all these characters. Uh, I have each character, I have a tip for them, and I even have a weakness for them. Most of the characters that I have guides on, I have guides out for on my YouTube channel right now, as this is uploaded. I've played all of them. So these tips are from me and what I can recommend. The characters like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Psylocke, Moon Knight, and people that got revealed after. Obviously, I have not played them, but these tips are based off what I think they'll play like and what I think they can be good at and what I think their weaknesses could be. So we're gonna go in ABC order. So if you guys are looking for a specific character, you can know where they're at and easily find them. So we're gonna start things off with Adam Warlock. My tip with Adam Warlock is to keep your distance. You should be trying to snipe at the enemies because your staff doesn't do much damage, but it has a lot of range on it. And you should also be trying to heal your allies because, like I said, you have range on it. So you don't have to be all up in the fight and be in the action where you have a high chance of dying. You just might want to sit back and let your teammates do the work while you help them. For Adam Warlock's weakness, I'd say it's a character like Jeff. Jeff does a lot of the same things Adam Warlock does, but the problem with him, if you run into him, is Jeff shoots a lot faster than you. He shoots faster than you, he is faster than you, and he's harder to hit than you. So I just be careful running into a Jeff. Next, we have Black Panther. The tip I have for Black Panther is to use your speed to be agile and hard to hit. A weakness for him would be somebody like Groot that can hold you into an area, like with his walls. Close an area and make it a tight area, and there's not much you can do against him. He has more health than you. You're just going to be in a lot of trouble, and he takes away a lot of your advantages that you have. Next, we have Captain America. Captain America, obviously, I've not played yet, so I'm not sure exactly. But just from watching gameplay and hearing what people say about him, I'd say the biggest tip I could give you is Captain America can actually redirect enemy projectiles, even Iron Man's ultimate. So my tip for him is just do that. And if you can do somebody's ultimate, you can do a lot of smaller things too that cause damage. So use your shield to protect your allies and redirect the projectiles, which will in turn probably hurt some of the enemies. The biggest weakness for Cap, I'd say, is somebody like Hulk. Hulk is a close range fighter, so holding up your shield isn't gonna do much. I mean, he can move around your shield, and in a hand-to-hand close range fight, he's gonna be doing a lot more than you are. So You want to keep your distance and use your speed to stay away from characters like Hulk. Next up, we have Doctor Strange. The biggest tip I have for Doctor Strange is to use your portals wisely. The portals, I know, are super fun, and you can mess around and kill people off spawn with them, but I'd say don't go for that in a serious match because the portals can really do a lot of stuff. You can help people with their ultimate. Like if you're with the Scarlet Witch, her ultimate takes a long time to get going, but when it does a lot of damage. So, like if you're with the Scarlet Witch, maybe use your portal and put it at your spawn point, and then Scarlet Witch can come, use her ult, and then go through the portal when it's about to release, and that way she can not be targeted right away. Also, another thing I don't think a lot of people know is Doctor Strange's portal, you can cancel out of it, but if you even start it up, then the cooldown will happen because you can use it to see where the opponents are. So whether you use it or not, it's gonna actually charge you and make you go on cooldown for it. So I thought that would just be another thing to let you guys know. Doctor Strange's biggest weakness is probably a character like Captain America who can block stuff. You're going to shoot a lot of projectiles with Doctor Strange, and like we were saying earlier, Captain America is really good at blocking that stuff. So, I mean, he's kind of just going to be a tough matchup for you. Next up, we have Groot, and the biggest tip I can give you with Groot is use the walls to block enemies and protect your allies. Your biggest threat and weakness with somebody like Groot is going to be, I feel like, somebody like Venom, where has similar health to you, he's faster than you, he can move more than you, and his abilities are going to be faster than yours. So you don't want to run into Venom by yourself, especially. So I'd say just watch out for that. Next up, we have Hawkeye. Obviously, I have not played Hawkeye yet, but with Hawkeye, I'm going to say your best bet is going to be to keep your distance and try being as sneaky as possible, because I know I've seen Hawkeye's gameplay, and the bow and arrow is very powerful. It takes a long time to shoot, and it's hard to hit shots. So you're going to want to kind of not be in close range. He does have some close range abilities, but I think the best bet you have at getting kills and helping the team out is going to be through the bow and arrow. A big weakness to Hawkeye could be somebody like Black Panther, where it's going to be so hard to hit him. It takes more shots to hit him because he has more health than the average player, besides a Vanguard, obviously. And he's fast, agile, he's tough to hit, and he can dash up to you and make it a close range fight. And I think a close range fight against Black Panther would really hurt Hawkeyes. Next up, we have Hela, who is really, really powerful. My tip for Hela is going to be go for headshots, especially on the squishy characters, because you hit one headshot and it could eliminate him right away. If not, it could get him really low and give you an assist. For squishy characters, Hela is so good at getting them out. Hela doesn't have many weaknesses. I will say, though, you'd want to watch out for somebody like Hawkeye, who will probably be trying to attack you from farther away, because there's really not much you can do. He hits you in the head, then you're probably out the game. Just like he can use your own advantages against you. So your advantages could turn into your weaknesses at the same time. So I just say watch out for people like that. Never stand completely still, even if you're trying to hit like shots. So I just say watch out for that. Next up, we have Hulk. I'd say stay close to a teammate at all times and use your jumps, because flying characters could be very annoying if you can't get up there. Hulk can get up there. A lot of people forget that. I mean, it's kind of hard to aim with it, but Hulk, I actually had a couple good games with him, and I just stayed close to other Vanguards, because then like I could help them and they could help me. I'd say a weakness would be somebody like Thor. Thor can easily get you away from your team with his hammer, and he could basically tackle you and move you away. Next up, we have Iron Man, and Iron Man I've also played, and I had a lot of fun with them. I'd say the biggest tip I could give you as for an Iron Man is when you use your armor overdrive, use it and cover. Take cover because it has an animation, and if you just use it out in the open, then a lot of people are going to use that chance to just get free shots on you. And that's going to tie into your biggest weakness is Spider-Man. If Spider-Man can land a web on you, then he's going to be able to pull onto you and then just get a combo on you in the air, and you're probably not surviving that. So be careful with that. Next, we have Jeff the Landshark, and the biggest tip I can give you with Jeff is to use your movement ability called hide and seek. It'll basically allow you to swim, and a lot of people just use it for movement, but it also could be used to protect you. Jeff has a super big head, so somebody like Hela would be a big weakness to him. If you're just out of there, if you're just out on land walking and not swimming, then you have a really big head target, and that could, one shot to the head could possibly eliminate you. So watch out for Helas and make sure you protect your head. Next up, we have Loki. Loki's a pretty difficult character, but a tip I can give you with him is play calm and normal. Don't be moving around too much, because the thing is, if you use doppelgangers, nobody's going to know which one is you and which one is the doppelganger. So I just say play calm and cool and collected. A weakness to Loki, I'd say, is probably somebody like Rocket. Rocket is pretty good. He's the same class as Loki, but using his gun could really help you find out which one is a doppelganger and which one is the real Loki. Next is Luna Snow. The best advice I can give you for Luna is to use her ability. I'm not sure which one is called, but it's either the share the stage or absolute zero ability. And what it does is basically freeze your opponent. The best way to use it is to figure out when your opponent is going to use their ultimate and then use it then right before. So it'll still charge them for the ultimate, but they won't actually get the effects of it. I think that's the best way to play Luna. And I think somebody you have to look out for is Loki, because you don't have much health. So if a good Loki's out there and with good aim, then I think you could be in a little bit of trouble. Her ultimate is also really good, and Loki's ultimate is to steal another person's ultimate. So you don't want to have a Loki take your ultimate and help his team. Next up, we have Magic. And Magic was honestly really fun when I played her. The advice I can give you with her is just be fast and be hard to hit. A lot of these characters, a lot of duelists, that's really the best tip I can give on them. And it's just because it's honestly, if you can master that, then you'll be really good at the game. Magic does a good amount of damage, so that's what I'm saying. If you can be hard to hit and you can hit opponents and they can't hit you, you're going to win a lot of fights. A problem with her would be somebody like Star-Lord. If he can fly, if he's using his boosters to fly in the air, it could be hard for you to hit him, but easy for him to hit you. So be hard to hit so he can't hit you. So his advantage won't be your disadvantage, if that makes sense. Next up, we have Magneto. The best and only tip I could really give you with Magneto, because I didn't play with him much, and when I did, I didn't really have much fun. It's just not really my type. Is to probably just use his shield. Doctor Strange has a shield, and he has a shield. Captain America also has a shield. The difference between his and other people's is his is on a timer. You can't break his. The only way to get it down is after the timer. Doctor Strange, and in my preference, I actually like having one where you can break it so I can see when it's about to fall out and when it's about to break, and I can plan on what to do once it breaks. The timer, I guess you could say the same thing. You could do the same thing, but I mean, you're not going to get through it. It's just on a timer. So I think that could honestly be really useful in some situations. But a weakness for him could be somebody like Penny Parker, where you can set a lot of traps and make it really tough for him to move. And then Penny Parker's not going to really beat you in a one-on-one, But if she sets up a bunch of traps and bombs and stuff, that could get you pretty low, and then it could give you somebody else an easy chance to take you out. Next up, we have Mantis. Mantis, the best tip I'll give you with her is to use your Spore Slumber. Specifically, use these in one-on-one situations and preferably on squishy characters. It could really give you all you need to win one individual fight, and that could really help you out a lot because if you're a healer, a lot of duelists are going to be trying to reach your back line and take you out so then they could take out the rest of your team. Her weakness could be somebody like Adam Warlock, where he could just be firing on you from farther away, and there's not much you can do about it because you're not the fastest. You don't have much movement, so you're kind of going to be just in a little bit of trouble and hope you might need to heal yourself in situations like that. So yeah, just always watch out for that. Next, we have Moon Knight. Obviously, I have not played him. I'm really excited to play him, though, because I like him and he looks pretty cool. The tip I could give you is, with Moon Knight, though, is use his Ancient Ink to protect the objective. Essentially, what that move does is it'll shoot out an ink, and that will create a area where as long as you hit your shots on that ink and an opponent is in that area, it will do damage to all the opponents. What I'm saying you should do is, if there's a thingy where you have to capture a certain area, then you can shoot the ink out there and then just keep on shooting the ink and get tons of damage on the opponents. Somebody I'd say would be a tough matchup for you would be Magic, because think about it, she has better close range stuff. You're going to be wanting to stay in the mid range where you can shoot people and your stuff doesn't have to travel too far. Magic can get, if you're in mid range, Magic can get there really fast via her portals, and a couple hits from her sword and you're going to be dead. Next up, we have Namor. Namor, I played a little bit, but I wasn't really too into him. The best advice I can give you for Namor, though, and I didn't even get this from me, I heard a lot of other people saying it, is put the minions in spots where it's going to be hard to see them and even harder to hit them. Like, you can put them on walls, put it in inconvenient places where if you want to take that out, you're going to have to stop looking at the team, and people are going to choose to keep on looking at the team, so you just get free damage pretty much. So yeah, put it in tough positions. Somebody hard for Namor would be Iron Man. I think Iron Man is pretty good, and if he's in the air, your tridents aren't going to be able to hit him, and I think it takes a little bit to get there. So if he's like high up in the air and far away from you, his attacks are going to get you before your attacks get to him. Next up, we have Penny Parker. With her, I'd say set traps on a lot of characters. If you want kills by yourself, squishy characters, like healers and some duelists. But if you're trying to, Penny Parker going against other Vanguards probably is one of the worst ones. But you can definitely do a lot of damage on them and have your teammates have your back and help you. Somebody that Penny Parker may struggle against is Namor. They're pretty equal, except for Penny has more health, but Namor does have a shield and a lot of ways to damage you just like she does. But the difference is she's not going to get through a shield, and even if the traps do work on him, then he can shield up and there's nothing she can really do to get him out the game from there. Next up, we have Psylocke. I'm also very interested to play her because she seems like a lot of fun. The best advice I can give you here is really not much advice because I haven't played her, and I feel like I'm really excited to play her, and I'm going to probably give you guys more advice once I do play her. The best thing I can say right now is just take advantage of her ult, especially in close game situations, because it is honestly, I think, the best one I've seen so far. Scarlet Witch is definitely up there for the best one, but hers takes so long to get off. This one is just like so broken, it seems like, especially if it's in a close situation, because the way it works is it creates an area where she's just going to rapidly damage you throughout if you're in that area. The best way to get out of it is going to be leave the circle and leave the area that the attack is being played in. But if you're playing it on the objective, then if you leave the area, you're going to lose the game. So in close situations, this could literally win you so many games. I'm super excited to play Psylocke. Unfortunately, a weakness for her could be Mantis. If you get sedated or hit with her, she is pretty squishy. So Mantis could be like an easy way to take you out. If you get sedated, Luna Snow could also freeze you, waste your ult, and then from there, you have a good chance of beating them. But if they get the first shot and have decent aim and can attack you and have help, then you're going to lose the fight probably. Next up, we have Rocket Raccoon. Rocket, I played a bit and I had a lot of fun with him actually. The advice I give you is to look to heal flying characters. A lot of the healers, you have to get spot on with them. But Rocket, I'm pretty sure, was one of the only ones that you didn't have to get spot on and hit them. If you just hit the area that they're close to, then it will still heal them. So I'd say use that, and then also you take advantage of his jetpack to become just like Jeff. You're small. Luckily, the thing you have over him is your head isn't ginormous and doesn't take up 50% of your body. So you're small, and your head is pretty small too. So I'd say take advantage of that and be tough to hit, and you'll be fine. Somebody who could be a problem for you, though, is Luna Snow, just because you guys are very equal on a lot of levels, similar health, similar play styles. You could probably shoot faster than her, but if she freezes you, or if she just has better aim than you in this given fight, then she could be a problem. Scarlet Witch is next, and Scarlet Witch I played, and I was doing good with her, but she's just kind of too easy. I was definitely dying with her and I was having fun, but I feel like I wanted more of a challenge. Not that I was like getting really good results from it, but it just was like, all right, I'm getting average results, but I'm doing it super easy. If I'm going to just get average results, I'm going to try having a more challenging experience. So that's why I didn't really main her. But her number one tip is get the ult off quickly and safely. Like, don't just use it to use it. You have to make sure you use it and probably talk to your team before so they can look out for you. Because it's so good, but if you just want to try using it because of how good it is and not really think about it before, then you're probably going to die before you even get it off and you're just going to waste it. Somebody that I think could be a problem for you is Psylocke. She's very similar to you, it seems like, but I think, like, I know she has way more attacks and abilities, and I think she's going to be even tougher for you to hit because she has a lot of similar abilities, but I just feel like they're kind of better overall. Next up is my main, which is going to be Spider-Man. I think he's my top 3 most played characters so far. And side note, I love that you can see your stats on everybody. I think that is such a cool thing that they did. So, yeah. Spider-Man is really fun because you can get a lot of free kills, and there's a lot of fun stuff to do with him. The best advice I'll give you, though, is when you're playing Spider-Man, you're going to want to go for the healers, for the opponent's healers. The best bet would be take out the healers, take out the other duelists, and then help take out the vanguards. But you have to have good aim. And if things don't go well for you, you're going to need to learn where health packs are, because you're going to be pretty far away from your team's healers, so you're going to want to heal on your own. Luckily for you, though, you are pretty fast, so I think you'll be pretty good as long as you can figure out and learn where the health packs actually are on the given map. A big weakness for Spider-Man, though, is somebody like Moon Knight, I think. Moon Knight has a lot of abilities, and he can move pretty fast, too. So if you're trying to swing up over to him, he could take you out the air and out the sky really fast. A lot of his moves, you don't have to be spot on with it. If you just hit a certain area, then you could still get results from it. So I'd say be careful for that one. Next up, we have Star-Lord. And Star-Lord, I think, is also one of my top 3 most played characters. Scarlet Witch, the problem is that you don't have to aim at all. Star-Lord's similar, but for those main abilities, but in your ultimate, you do not have to aim at all. So that was honestly like really good and really fun and satisfying when you got his ult ready, and I just would run through the teams with that. The tip I'll give you is to use your blaster barrage. I didn't use that much when I played him, surprisingly, but it also locks on to the opponents, and it's really hard to hit you. It's easy to hit you, but it's hard to get like good hits on you. So use that, especially if you're about to die. Just use that and get as much damage as you can, and I mean you'll come back. You know what I mean? You'll come back and finish the job, hopefully. Also, some of the best advice is the boosters are really good because, I mean, you get flight, and flying is really good in this game, but you want a mixture of being able to fly and be able to be on the ground, which is why I don't completely love Iron Man and Storm because they're completely in the air the whole time. I think a big problem could be somebody like Winter Soldier because he has the guns which do damage to you. You don't have much health, and he can leap up in the air and grab onto you, pull you to him, pull him to you. Stuff like that could be very tough against Star-Lord. And honestly, if I'm going against a good Star-Lord, I might just pull out Winter Soldier, depending on how good I am with him. But I think he's the biggest weakness on this whole entire list. So I'd watch out for the Winter Soldier. Next up, we have Storm. Storm, I played her a little bit, but I couldn't really get good with her. I think a good Storm could be very good, but I don't really have much advice for Storm. One of the things that's kind of similar to what I said with Iron Man is use the flight to get cover. She doesn't have stuff where she's going to be stuck in an animation and get hit. Also, she doesn't have anything to make her super duper fast like Iron Man has his boosters. Like, she could have speed boost, but she doesn't have anything that fast. So always stay next to cover, and also make sure the cover is actual cover, because there is destructible environments in this game. So if you're hiding behind something that could get blown up, then it's really not real cover. I'd say somebody like Punisher is going to be very damaging to a Storm, because Punishers are going to have really good aim, and if you're just standing out in the air, you are going to get fried so bad. So make sure to limit the chances of that happening by getting cover. Next up, we actually have Punisher, and I'd say Punisher is pretty easy. I like them a lot. Just look for the easy kills. Punisher's only easy for me because I play a lot of shooting games, so I think my aim was pretty good. But get the easy kills where people are low, and I mean, the shotgun is super powerful. Punisher might be one of the most versatile characters on the list, where he could kill low-key anybody. Like, some vanguards are too slow to keep up with a duelist or a strategist, and then some duelists or strategists are too weak to take out the vanguards. But Punisher could honestly has a good mix of both. So I'd say use that, look for easy kills and stuff like that. A weakness to him would be Scarlet Witch, because if you get in close range with her and you don't pull out the shotgun, or if you miss shots, then you're going to be in big trouble, because Scarlet Witch she's just like you, except for she doesn't have to aim. All her shots are automatically going to hit, so be very careful against the Scarlet Witch. Next up, we have Thor, and Thor is also one of my most played characters. I either had a lot of good games with him or a lot of bad games with him. There was never really a mixture. So I'd say use your hammer to push opponents. You could like take them away and separate them and cause very big problems to the opposing team's plans and everything. So yeah, I'd say just kind of be annoying and stuff like that. Also, you have some of the least amount of health. I think you have the least amount of health that a Vanguard has in the game. I think you have the least amount of health out of all the Vanguards in the game right now. So I'd just say remember that and stuff. Keep that in mind. You're not going to beat a lot of Vanguards in a fight by yourself unless you're moving around and using your range. But I think a problem for you could be like Magneto, because the hammer's not doing anything if he puts up a shield. And your range attacks kind of have cooldowns. His range attacks are kind of like just built in. So that could be pretty hard for you to go against. And then next up, we have Venom. Venom is also a lot of fun. And for him, I'd say use your movement and healing because a lot of Vanguards don't have as much movement or as much healing as you. Venom is honestly a lot of fun because of what I would do is use a symbiotic resilience ability where you just get a lot of bonus health the lower you are. So even when you're about to kill a Venom, you're really far away from killing them. And I know it's just bonus health, but that could really be a big difference in a fight. And I assume it's going to get nerfed soon because it was really broken when I was playing it when he first came out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets nerfed by the time the game actually comes out. A weakness for him could be Doctor Strange, though, because he has a shield to put up, and I think he can hold his own at least enough for backup to come in. And Venom, that's where he gets very, very exposed when there's like a lot of people versus you. I mean, in one-on-ones and stuff, and where stuff is even, you're really good. But once your team is at a disadvantage, Venom is gonna kind of fall out kind of fast too. Like if Venom's the only person to attack, then really all that extra health and bonus health is just gonna fall flat very fast. And last, but certainly not least, one of my most anticipated characters to try is the Winter Soldier. I don't know if I'm gonna be good with him, but the pistol looks kind of fun to play with, and the arm looks like super cool and fun. So, really, obviously I haven't played him, so I don't know what to do with him. But if I have a rocket on my team, I'm probably going to test them because you get unlimited ammo. And I think the biggest thing with him was you have to hit your shots because you get 2 bullets. But with rocket, you get unlimited ammo. And I think they might have changed that to like you get just more bullets. You don't get unlimited bullets. But I'm honestly not sure yet. Winter Soldier could be tough though against somebody like Storm because Storm is in the air, so you're gonna have to be fighting somebody. You're gonna have to be fighting somebody who has the high ground over you, and the pull ability could be useful, but you don't have much health. So all the time you're trying to spend time pulling her and getting up to her, I think you might already be dead. So you want to be careful of flying characters mainly. And yeah, that's really it. That's going to do it for this video. There's a couple more things that I'm going to talk about when the game actually releases. I'll make character guides just like I have for every character out right now, but I'll make it for all the new characters once the game actually comes out and I can get my hands on the characters. So every character that does not have a guide will have a guide, and then within probably the next 2 weeks. I'm really busy with a lot of things planned for the channel right now. So that's probably, if you've been wondering why I haven't been posting, I do have a lot of big and fun things planned though. So I think it'll be worth it in the long run. I have a trailer coming out for the channel talking about me and what my goals are going to be for the next year. And then I want to play this game a lot. It seems like a lot of fun. Hopefully it has a long lifetime and stuff because I'm really interested in it. I want to talk about some characters that I want to see added to this game. I want to talk about more movies coming out in the future because I think this year and then going forward after this year is going to be a lot of big movies. This year we only had Deadpool and Wolverine, which was awesome, but man, like we have a whole lot of more stuff coming in the future. So yeah, with all that being said, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And yeah, with that being said, peace out.